On to other news as the cost for in-state tuition climbs and college savings plans take a financial hit. Many families of high school students are left wondering if their dreams of going to college are now out of reach. Right now, undergraduates at the University of Denver can expect a bill for nearly $45,000. That's a nearly 5% increase from last year. Meanwhile, Metro State imposed a nearly 7% tuition increase, but is still only charging about $3,200 for tuition this year. Still, as state colleges and universities look to compensate for proposed state budget cuts, how are struggling families supposed to afford them? Charlie Brennan is live with some answers. Charlie?
Ron, many kids know where they want to go to college long before it's time to apply. They and their parents go about doing everything they can to make that happen. But in 2009, many students are finding that their choices are being made for them by forces well beyond their control.
What is it?
Jessica Wilkerson's father lost his job in real estate in the recent market crash. Her dreams of Georgetown or Stanford quickly followed.
And we've been playing catch up ever since. And that's part of the reason why we're having such trouble with college tuition.
Jessica says there had been savings earmarked for her tuition. However,
we had to tap it in order to pay the bills. And so I don't know if it exists anymore.
Now, finances dictate Jessica will travel no further than Boulder for college.
It's taking some getting used to. I've spent my entire high school career railing against CU and how little I wanted to go there and how I didn't want anything to do with it.
Colleges you've applied to and what you've heard so far.
Counselor Pamela Decker says Jessica's story is increasingly common.
Students are struggling with it. Again, it's those dreams. It's the dreams Jessica talked about. I knew I'd go back east. I knew I'd go to California.
And finding out instead it's going to be community college.
In fact, I worked with a student this morning that said all I want to do is sleep because I've had to settle for a certain college that I didn't want to have to settle for.
But there are some things parents can do now so their kids don't have to settle for piles of debt.
A safer kind of investment would be CDs because that's basically guaranteed by the FDIC. And so you've got the government on board with you guaranteeing your principal and your return on your principal.
Meanwhile, Jessica says,
forcing myself to get used to it, it's either that or for the next 4 years miserable. I don't know what.
Now, we're still a few weeks away from when many students receive information on what kind of financial aid package they might receive. And when they do, that's going to change the picture again for many students.
Charlie, economics being what they are, some students just putting off college altogether for a while.
That's right, Ron. In fact, it has a label now. They're calling it a gap year. Many students planning to take a year to work, perhaps travel, do a year of public service, and see if the economic climate might change. Ron?
Charlie, thanks very much.